Hi everyone and welcome back to another video. So for today's video, we'll be speaking about something that quite a few ladies in Instagram have asked me to do a video on, and that is layering. I don't know if they want to know how to layer on embellishments, if they want to know how to layer on tags, or if they want to know how to layer on a journal page. So I will be showing you all those three examples. Now, what is layering? Well, basically layering is just putting one element on top of the other and making it look pretty. What you do need to have in mind is, that basically there are no rules. Okay, you can use papers, just paper, or paper elements. You can use fabric elements. You can use paper and fabric. You can use paper, fabric, and wood. There's a whole bunch of things that you can use. I know in the scrapbooking world we use a lot of this technique of layering, and I love layering on my layouts, on my big 12 by 12 layouts. Just the part where the photo is, I layer that little part. I make a little cluster on the corner, on top, or at the bottom, and that all has to do with layering. So coming from a scrapbooking background, I know this would be easy for me to just do an embellishment or a tag and just do some layering. I can understand how that can be a little bit overwhelming for who doesn't have this scrapbooking background. So the layering it's not that hard. You just need to know what you can do and how you, and what elements you can put in, what you'd use as a base, and what else you can just add on top of everything. What will be your first your base, and what can be your last thing to put on top. So basically, for there to be a good start for a layer, we'll have to have, let's say, 3 layers. I think that's with the basic. You can't go simpler than that. And so what would that be? You'll need a base. Now the base, what do I mean by the base? It's that thing that'll stick to your journal page. In the case of embellishments, I have used jean material that this will stick onto, or will touch. I will either use glue or staples, but it will touch my journal page. All right. For example, on these 2 examples here, it's a pocket and a paper clip, an altered paper clip. My base on this is basically the cardstock. Okay. Or you can actually consider the old book page. All right. There are 2 bases here. On a journal page. Now I should have had my journal page. Let me get a journal page. On a journal page, your base is your paper. Okay, you can consider that a base. Oh, come on. But would that be cheating? Fine. If that's cheating, then you do another paper, another pretty paper, another whatever, something else. Okay, this one's much easier to do the layering, but we'll keep that for later on. What I do advise is that if you're doing embellishments, and let's talk about the embellishments. Let's put these ones out the way. Embellishments. If you're doing embellishments and you want to layer some embellishments, or rather, I think you might call these type of little things, they're clusters. You can also call them clusters. That's what we use a lot in scrapbooking. We use a lot of clusters. So when you want to do one of these type of clusters in your little embellishment, you will have your base will have to be something nice and sturdy. So you will not be using a one sheet of old book paper. It will just be flimsy and it will do this. Okay, if you put it on your finger with all the weight of everything else you're putting on top, it'll just go flimsy. And you don't want your embellishment to go flimsy. So use something that's nice and sturdy. You can use something as thick as chipboard, the cereal box, you know, the thing from your cereal box. So you cut it up in a nice piece. That's really sturdy. Or you can use, I've used denim. All right, denim. When you put glue on denim, it kind of goes hard. So that's nice and sturdy. You can, if you really want to use your old book paper, just use a nice cardstock, a nice clean white, any colored cardstock. You're going to put old paper over it, and just put the old paper over it, and that will be nice and sturdy. So no your base needs to be something sturdy if you are doing the embellishments. If you are doing tags and pockets or altered clips, basically you can use the old paper, because you know the old paper, you're going to stick it on the cardstock that you're using to make the tag, to make the pocket, or to make your altered clip. My altered clips are made from cardstock, any color. So that is sturdy enough for your embellishment, for your little layering technique, whatever you're going to do with it. If it's an embellishment, if it's a clip, if it's a pocket, if it's a tag. So we have our base right there. Okay, and then what else can you put on top? So, oh, and you can also use scrapbook paper for these ones. Scrapbook paper, I had a scrapbook paper right here, and just speak about that. Scrapbook paper is nice and sturdy. Now there is that very thin scrapbook paper. Try not to use those thin ones. Use a nice thick one. This is a Prima scrap that I've had for some time. I do not know what collection this was, but I know it's Prima. So let's work on this. Let's make an embellishment. So this would be my base, because it is nice and sturdy, and it even has some design that I might want to see or might not want to see. It doesn't matter if you cover everything up. If you cover it up, you cover it up. It doesn't matter, as long as it looks good. So then, well, you can use paper, all paper, like I said. In scrapbooking, basically our layers are all paper, so there's nothing wrong with using all paper. But let's make it a little bit interesting, and let's add other elements in here. You can add fabric, like lace. There's a nice lace piece. It was just standing there. You can add metal pieces, you can add wooden pieces, you can add little fabric, those fabric feathered twine, you can use twine, whatever. Add texture to your layers. You can do so many things. Washi tape. You can use washi tape. So you can see me building up the layers right here. So let's do layers. This is a little bit small, and I don't like that. Well, I do like it, but it's small for the. Oh, there goes my lace again. Like, well, I can't get the end of this lace. It's so long. Sorry about that. I'm going to cut it up into pieces. Okay, let's do lace. That's my second layer. So first layer, my scrapbook paper. And that's a little too big. Let me cut this down. Cut that in half. I think I want to use that part there because it's got the nice text and a nice flower. So I will be using that lace. Let me cut this right there. So it just came out. Look at that. Look at it. Bag full of lace. Let's organize that just a slightly better. Okay, my lace. Your lace can be cut longer than, let me put that out the way, longer than your base, or it can be cut right according to size of the base. It doesn't matter at all. It has to look good to you. It really, this is everything must look good to you. So I will keep that like that, and then I will decide if I want to cut it or not. So my lace is down, and basically if I don't want to use anything else, imagine I just want to use those three elements, the base, a middle element, and a top element, which is basically always an image. Okay, your top element is always an image, whether it's a photograph, whether it's a word, it can be just a word, whether it's an image that you printed out, a flower, a old photograph, whatever. So let me just do that for you and just show you how that would look. So for that, I would actually like to cover my whole base with a nice big piece of lace. And here's a nice big piece of lace. And there's something else that I can use? No? Okay, let's just use this one. And I just got a feather there. That would be a nice, that would be a nice element to do a layer. So I'll be cutting this to size as well. Now I know I cut the other one, but don't worry, I will be using it. Nothing goes to the dustbin, nothing. I need a bigger bag. So there we go. Now I need an image. Let's get an image. Little image. This is one I printed out from the graphic fairy, if I'm not mistaken. Okay, well, you see, three elements, 1, 2, 3, or 3 layers, and I have my very basic little embellishment, but it's there, and I have 3 layers. Now, if we wanted to make it more interesting, how about I just do them? That would look nice. Alright, so if you wanted to make that just a little bit more interesting, let's do something else. Let's go back to my other little lace. So imagine that. Let the lace show. We want to see that lace. And how about I use one of these little things in the back? So first, there we go. Use that. And I know the lace. I know this will be my image, or I think this will be my image, and this will be my lace. So that'll be here. It's waiting to be used. I'll keep it there. And how about I use some tickets? I'm really enjoying these tickets that I made the other day. I am really in love with my stamp. And you see, I'm really starting to cover up a lot of things on my image at the bottom, but that doesn't bother me. It's all about layers. This is what layering is all about. You are going to cover up half of the things that you put on everything you put on top of. So that would look something like this. Okay, now you can carry on layering. For example, the tickets, if you're using tickets or if you're using something else, you can do a large ticket, a small ticket, and an even smaller ticket, and all different colors, and don't put them nice and neatly, just randomly put them on. There we go, and if it moves, it moves. Maybe it'll just move it better than what you had already put on it. Now my butterfly, okay, now here my butterfly will cover up that whole thing. If you see that something is being covered up totally, just take it out. Don't worry. Take it out or move it to wherever you want to move, or move the butterfly. Okay, do you like that? Or hold up. Let me go to my little image box here. My little image thing. You see all those images? Wonderful. All print out and all cut out. Let me see a little birdie. There we go. How does that look? Sort of. Right. How about this little birdie? You can use flowers, you can use mushrooms, I can even go back to her. See, I can go back to her. She wouldn't look bad there. Don't want her though. You see, ooh, look at that one there. Ah, now she's way big, but if she was smaller, that would be just perfect. Oh, and I have a peacock. That's just as bad as the butterfly. How about a smaller butterfly? Smaller butterfly. Oh, look there. Okay, you're going back in the box. That looks good. I can even add a little bit more to this. How about a what? And let me go for an even smaller image. So my center image is this butterfly. We all agree on that? Okay. If we don't, well, tough. That's what I'm agreeing on. So this is my center image. It's, if you want to add another image, a little bit smaller. So either a mushroom. Now that would look weird if I do a mushroom up here, won't it? Because the mushrooms are usually grown down there, and that should be down here. So what if I move this up and put that mushroom there, and I just move that up? Don't like that. Okay, that butterfly has to stay down on my lace. So something like flies, a little birdie or a little bee or a little fly. If that fly had been printed nicely, maybe it would be nicer. Let me see. Oh, look. Oh, how about this one? My printer went bonkers the other day and it just printed everything purple. Let me see if I have a small how about a smaller butterfly? Smaller butterfly. There we go. Oh, that looks good. How does that look? And it doesn't matter if some of your elements are going out of your base. That even gives it more interest. So, how many things have I put on here already? So, I have the base 1, 2, 3, 4 tickets, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 layers. How's that? We can even count the glues in one layer. No? Okay, no. That's cheating. Oh, how many times have I put my feathers out in these last videos, promised to use them, and I haven't used one? I'm using a feather. I'm definitely using a feather. There we go. feather, and that's layer number 9. Layer number 9. Let's see if this looks good. If this doesn't look good, I'm going to be very sad. Stick it under there somewhere, and your elements will move back and forth, but don't worry, once you stick glue, they won't move. Does that look alright? Damn, that does not look alright. No, that doesn't look good. Just put it away and be happy with what it was before. Okay, so I've got my tickets there. I'm laughing now, this is not funny. I can't use these feathers. Okay, so I'll just leave it at that. Let's glue this whole thing down, get my very mean glue. What I like to do is separate them in like stages that I don't muck it up. I know some people like taking photographs, and that is really the best way, but I'm kind of filming with my camera, so can't take a photograph. Let's just do it like this. So I will need not that glue, this one. Let's do this one first. I'll just use my mean glue for my lace. So the big ticket goes on first, and don't bother putting glue all over it. You don't need glue all over the whole thing. Just like a hair strand of glue. You know what a hair looks like? It's thin, thin, thin. So a nice thin line of glue. That was my oldest son. É muito. Oh, you know what he's just discovered? Olha, mostra o que é que tu descobriste. Põe mais para baixo. Yeah, he just discovered my multi. Those are mommy's chocolates. Os chocolates são da mãe.
Tu estás a falar inglês?
Porque as pessoas que me veem falam inglês. He's asking me why am I speaking in English. And I'm explaining that people are watching me speak English. And only understand English. Well, most of you speak English, so in those ones that speak Portuguese, did you just open up my Maltesers? You just opened up my Maltesers. Let me hide those. Okay, so I've got my. Tá bem. Pois não te leis, tá bem? Ora bem, so sorry about that. He needs to be entertained, my poor boy. Alright, so now I need to do my lace. No, I need to do this backing thing. I don't even know what to call it. So this will be, I can't glue this down, so this will have to be glued down with all the other images and elements. So let me go to my mean glue. No. My mean glue. He's being naughty now, so I just have to tell him no. My mean glue to stick on that. Lace. Did I just stick my finger in the glue? Oh, I just did stick my finger in the glue. Anyway, this one comes out nicely. Can't complain. Olha, vai buscar o teu chocolatinho para dobrar o teu chocolate branco. Queres comer esse? Okay, let me just put this one. He promises it's the last chocolate. Yeah, right. A child promising it's his last chocolate. When is that ever true? So there goes my butterfly, and I think my butterfly will be with this glue. This is printer paper, so my mean glue won't do nicely on this printed glue. Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm going mad. I think I need chocolate. Then my mean glue will harm the ink on this paper, so it's just normal printer paper, although it is I do print my images on a thicker paper, on the thicker printer paper. It's either 110 or 120 grams, so but it'll still go through. I know it'll still go through. It'll really harm the ink. So let's put this one a little, put that one a little bit cockeyed, but anyway, so this one will go nice and skew. Okay, so that is one embellishment, and I used a base of scrapbook paper, and I think I will want to at least trim. This is too big. This is way big. My scissors do not cut fabric very well. These scissors cut paper brilliantly, but it's having a hard time with fabric.
Duro.
Tá duro, tô chocolate. Põe no micro-ondas. Não, não pões não. Sorry, my son is complaining. Oh no. No, tá bem, podes comer. Now I want yogurt. Of course you can have yogurt. Yogurt and chocolate. Oh, what a combination. I wish I was a kid. Okay, so does that look alright? I think I'm still going to trim it all. I don't know if I like that. I'm trimming it all, but I need my good scissors. My good scissors. I'm going to trim that. Oh, I can't get there. My tags are in the way. There we go, that looks better. Yes, I like that. So, that's the embellishment done. Okay. Let's go on to maybe a pocket or a tag or something like that. How about we do that? So let me just see what we're going to do here. Okay, so I'm going to go to my lap book box. This one here that has some small little tags. I think I'll use one of these. Isn't that cute? I just did like a accordion fold with some tags, and that way I just cut how many I want and then pack the rest away. Okay, now I'll get some book paper as well. I want some book paper. Simple book paper. Are these double? No, these aren't double. That'll do. Let's get my scrapbook paper away. Okay, so let's get this one out of the way. So where are my other two that where are my other two? Did I hide them away somewhere? Oh well, that's alright. Never mind. So I will want to, I like tearing, so tearing is what I will do, and then we can distress this as well. And here you can see my base is the cardstock, because the tag is made of cardstock. It's nice and sturdy. My base would not be just this. I would need to put this on something nice and sturdy or thicker. Like cardstock. Cardstock is nice and thick, and it's safer to use that one. Let's distress this in a quickly. Makes such a nice transformation, these distressing. And if your fingers get nice and inky, well, that just means that you're putting it on right. Shall we do the burnt page here? We'll do the burnt edges. I think it just looks great. Really looks great, and it's more vintagey. And if that's the effect you're going for, a more vintage style, then definitely try this burnt edge faux technique. My son is literally in the kitchen waiting for the butter to melt. The butter here in Portugal, I don't know, in South Africa that never happened, but the butter here in Portugal, if you leave it out for a little while and it kind of melts, when you put it back in the fridge it goes rock hard. So then the next time you take it out and you want to spread some on a piece of bread, you just can't. It's rock hard. So you have to wait until it melts a little bit. Again, also not melts, but goes soft. And that looks nice. So now he's waiting for the butter to go soft. Poor guy. Anyway. So let's see, who do I have? I love this one. Got this one from the antique fair the other day. Yeah, I think I want to use that one. I really want to use this one. It's like the feathers. You really want to use something, but hard to just use them. If it doesn't look good, it doesn't look good. It'll look good sometime, don't worry. Now I'm building up my layers. So I have my base, I have my lace. That rhymes. Now, what else can I put in here? Well, I've used the tickets. So let's try not to... Oh, how about washi tape? Okay, let me stick these down and then I can use the washi tape. Let me use my glue stick because this is very, very thin, right? Looks like I don't even know how to stick this on. I use it so little times. My glue stick. Actually, the first time I started using glue stick was when I was junk journaling. Because I see everybody sticking their papers down with a glue stick and I'm like, what? They use that? They still use that? And really you have to, because these papers do not hold the liquid glue very well. So it's like compulsory, you have to. And I was definitely not comfortable in using, because these are also not acid free. I doubt they're acid free, and I'm sure they're not. If they are acid free, that must say acid free, and they don't say anything. So let me distress some of this, or not. I'll leave it like that. So I was not very comfortable in using glue stick. I was so used to the double-sided tape and my tacky glue. Okay, and we have here my washi tape box. Let's go funky. Why do I not go funky? Gold, blue and gold. Oh, that should look nice. I like doing things in threes. So get a nice thin one. Where are my thin ones? Where are my thin ones? Here are my thin ones. Where are my thin ones? Got this one. That'll be interesting. Yeah, it's like a foamy one. Alright, so this will go somewhere here, I think, or not, or just will go there. We'll see. But I really want these to go all the way down. So they'll go, you can keep still. Start that one over there. Now, I like tearing my washi tape. I think torn washi tape is excellent. Well, it just looks good. Don't cut it with the scissors. It wasn't meant to be cut. And this is my golden one. And you can even try tear it crooked. Not so straight. Let's make that blue thinner. And let's go for this one. The last time I used this, it didn't stick very nicely. So, oops. Yeah, you can see it's not sticking. It doesn't have any sticky stuff. So, maybe this will have to go for some, we'll have to need some glue to help it stick. You cut? Yes, you cut. How does that look? Sort of. So I'm not quite convinced. I'm not very convinced. Let me try this. And the nice thick washies, or the wider washies, you can actually tear them in half. And that looks great when you tear something in half. Stick that down. Let me get this one out. I'm not very happy with it. Oh, that's very funky. Okay, let's keep that. I like that. We'll keep those close by. We'll use it for something else. We'll not go into the bin. And That looks alright. Hey, how does that look? I know I'm putting it over, but you can still see that washi tape through, and it's not so in your face, because that funky is like really, really funky. And I think I'll do that. Okay, that's what I will do. More layers. Feather. Let's get the feather. Now, since I've got that blue funky color in there, let's try a blue feather. I so want to use these feathers. And you know it's hard when you really want to use something and you can't. When you can't, you just accept it and move on. But I'm really, really, really trying to use these feathers. I don't know how many times I've spoken of these feathers in my last videos this week. Okay, now that doesn't look bad, does it? Should I just shove it in there? Oh, no, that I like. That I like. Finally! Oh, wow. Okay, now, more layers. Well, the last layer will be an image. What else can I use? Well, there's loads of things you can use as burlap. You know, I love burlap. What else do I have in my stash? What else do I have? Oh, I haven't used one of these. I have a new die cut, and I just cut some pieces. And I haven't used any. For this to be white, that's too white, that's too blue. Let me try this one. Já está malzita. Someone can open his yogurt. So, there we go. No. Okay. These are awful. Those awful metal die cuts where they're so tiny, 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 and you know, I really do not have the patience to go with a needle and prick out all these little square things. So you know what I do? That's what I actually did with these ones. I go to a washi tape. I got to an awful washi tape that I have that I don't like using, like this one. I'm not very big fan of gold. Take a nice piece, and this you can do with all other pieces that you cut. You just glue, well, put it over, and then take it out. Well, more is supposed to come out. Maybe I didn't press hard enough. And it comes out. Alright, not coming out. Oh, this is really stuck. It is a new die cut. And well, even if they don't all come out, it's alright. It just looks, and they're not coming out. Okay, they're supposed to come out. I think this cardstock is just a little too thick for this die cut, and it's not even coming. Well, it's not cutting right through. And it's actually tearing. Okay. Anyway, that'll stay just as it is. I'll just do this. I can do that. How's that look? And this I will put just below the feather. I do want to see that feather. I'm not covering up this feather in it unless I cover up with an image. Okay, so that's another layer there. Great. That'll go into the dustbin. And now I think that's enough layers. How many do I have? So I have the old book paper, I have the washies, and we can consider that 1, 2, 3 washies. I did use 3 colors, but washi, feather, little die cut piece there, lace, and I think we're ready for an image. How about an image? Put that away and put that away. An image. Let's see. A nice purple image. Will that look? That'll actually look good. Will that look good or not? Let me see this one here. These are all my free printables. Not my free printables. Sorry, free printables that I found on the graphics. Oh, I like that one. On the Graphics Fairy. They have lovely printables there and free. I like that one. That one is better than this one. Let me see what else I have in here. See you. How would you look? Oh, that one would actually look nicely. She's got a stronger blue in her image. Yeah. If I had like a bluish butterfly, I would even, or a bird, I would even use a bluish bird or bluish butterfly. Since Too big? Too big. Oh, what's this one? It's pink. That doesn't look bad. Let's see if I find something else that looks better. Try a whole bunch of elements. Don't just be happy with the first one, unless you're really, 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 really happy with the first one. It does happen. Oh, how about a mushroom? A skinny mushroom right here. I can put a mushroom right there. Okay, that one will go there. Just happen to see it right there. So that if I wanted a bird, it would have to be a small bird. Small bird. No, small birds. I don't think I have small birds. What about a flower? Oh, wait. Okay, let me get a flower. Let me get my book of flowers. Where's my book of flowers? Where's my book of flowers? There it is. Back here. And actually, I wanted my book because remember when I did that layout, I got these little flowers still to use, and they are nice and blue. So let me fussy cut these out in a quickly, and see if they will look good, because they are blue, and I'll see where I can put them. Let me do one more. There's a little one here. Even the smallest little things you can use in the background. It all gives your layering dimension. Oh, how about this one here? That'll actually go nice right beside the feather. I'm fussy cutting this one out. Don't want it that big. And I know most of you will be thinking, how can she cut with those humongous pair of scissors? I cannot cut with those teeny weeny ones. I know Tim Holtz has these fussy cutting scissors. I've tried them. Scrapbook, a friend of mine had a pair, and I did try them, and it didn't go well. Well, it didn't go as well as these. I think all you need is just a pair of scissors that'll go nice and smoothly. It'll cut nice and smoothly, and that'll be great. Do you like that? I like that. What about these little small ones? Put that one somewhere there, and put this one beneath the... Okay, that's enough. There are enough elements on this page. Well, not on this page, but on this thing. What is it? It's a tag. Now, the worst part, and yes, this is by far the worst part, gluing everything down. So it never stays like that. It never stays like that. That's true. It never stays like that. I mean, just take a very good look at it. I'm just looking at it for like 5 seconds so that I know where everything goes. Let's take these out this to the side, and let's put this one on this side as well. And I don't think that will be that bad. Let's get the feather and the flower out, and I will stick you on first. So, tacky glue, and I will use tacky glue on this one because my squares didn't come out. I don't bother to be cut. And why is this cut? Oh. Did my glue just have to get dry here on the little pointy thing? No, really. Now I need a pin. When I used to do my workshops, I used to teach. Very first thing I used to say was, what's your most essential tool in scrapbooking? And they would all go, oh, a good scissors, a good ruler, or a good trimmer, or something like that. And I go, no, a pin or needle to do this to your glue when it dries up. And they just look at me and I think, oh, that is so true. I mean, this happens to everyone. Okay, because if you don't have a trimmer, you cut with a scissors. If you don't have a scissor, you cut with something else. And anyway, so I just thought that was funny. Now will you come out? Yes, there we go. It's just coming out. Now where was this? So somewhere here. And was it like that? Was it like that? I have no idea. Oh, well, let me just put it like that because the feather is going to. I want it coming a little bit out. A little bit crooked on the side. And then it was the feather, right? Doing that. Now I've got a square there. And this doing that. And I think, well, I can't glue the feather down. Don't glue your feathers down. Unless you just glue it over here on like the little pointy part of the feather. That's the only place you should put glue on the feather. Because if you try and put glue anywhere else, it's just going to go rock hard and it's going to muck up all the nice fluffy part of the feather. So what I usually do is whatever I'm sticking on top of it, for example that, or the lace, that is what will stick the feather down. And that'll have to, yeah, that'll have to work. And what I use for this is my nasty glue. I'll have to use my nasty glue for this. And I'll just try and put a minimum of glue that I can all the way down on both sides. And I'll even put some horizontally like that. And this glue is really awful because it makes so many cobwebs. Ooh, too much glue. Get that away. Get glue all over the fingers. Okay, let's see. I'm just going to plonk that down right where it is. Hopefully the feather won't move. Okay, let's do that. This glue goes all over the place. Now, who did I read? Not read. Sorry. Who did I watch this morning that doesn't stick her things like that? She does it like this. And I thought it was such a cool idea because then you don't get glue on your fingers. I mean, oh, why didn't I think of that a million years ago? Literally a million years ago. It was, I know the first, oh, I know. It's G-I space K-E-R-R. And she did this wonderful tutorial on how to do page letters, or well, not page letters, how to transform a normal printer page into a shabby chic letter. And oh, that was gorgeous. You really have to go check her out. Go check her out. Alright, so there, got this one on. I won't put glue all the way up to the top because I want it to be on top of that feather. But like, if you glue it all the way down, the dimension will just stay down. If you don't glue it all the way down and some of it will stay up, it'll give that extra dimension and volume to your page, to your tag, to whatever you're working with. So don't glue it all down. I'm so against gluing everything down. Now I'm sticking this mushroom here, and without seeing if that image of mine, okay, let's shove it just a little bit more to the left. Yeah, that'll look better. Much better. Okay. What did I have beneath this? It was the nothing else. I didn't have anything else but beneath it. It's just this little flower here. Right? Correct me if I'm wrong. And this one over here. Coming out of the, oh, that looks good. I like this butterfly. This butterfly was here, and I'm still not convinced on this butterfly. I'm not completely happy with that image. So you know what I'm going to do? Another layer. Let's go get an old book paper, or here are my little dictionary papers. That'll look good. That'll do just fine. And I'm going to stick that there and just have the old dictionary paper as a frame. That'll look good. So now this is this photo paper that I did print this graphics fairy image out on. So I will be using double-sided sticky tape. Just a little bit. My son is singing. Can you hear him? I hope you can't hear him, but that's alright. If you do hear him, just ignore it. He loves singing. He's really in love with the Trolls music now. He's discovered it. I don't know how long that movie came out, but he's just discovered the songs. And I don't mind. There's quite good songs on that Troll movie. Very cute songs. I'm just taking out the backing of my sticky tape. Where's the other one? So that I can stick this down on the old book paper. Shall I distress this a little bit? I'm thinking I should distress this just a little bit. Oh, let's put it in the middle. Put that in the middle. And I will tear. I will leave like maybe 1/2 centimeter of book page. And 1/2 centimeter will be about, I wish I had my ruler here. Where's my ruler? Whoops. Here it is. Just knocked everything down. 1/2 centimeter, that is about 2/8 of an inch. No, 2/16 of an inch, yeah. And that's actually too much. I'm not leaving that much. I'm leaving about 3 millimeters. 3 millimeters to 1/2 meter. So it's about 1/8 of an inch to 2/16 of an inch. I really hope I'm saying that right. I really, really do. I'm not good with inches, but I have heard that some Americans are also not very good with inches. I think it's hard. I mean, there's all these fractions, and then I'm not good at fractions, so it's just a very small margin. Let me just say it that way. It's a very small margin. Whoopsie, no, not that small. Margin, frame, whatever you want to call it. I'm laughing because I'm listening to my son. Let me see if that needs distressing. Now I'm scared. Now I'm really scared because it does look good. Let me just do something on just very, very, very slight, and I'll use my vintage photo, which is not that dark, and I'll just put it on the edge, just to see if it gives that extra oomph. Hope you know what I mean when I say that oomph. It gives it character. It gives it special something, that just what it needed, etc., etc. Okay, that's right. It's done. Let me see. Does that look? Yeah, that looks all right. Okay. Now, I won't be using my glue stick on this one because it won't stick on that, so I will need to use my tacky glue. It will crinkle up the paper, this book paper, just slightly or a lot, but you know, you won't see it at all. I'll just put a little bit more because that does have to stick on the fabric. Tacky glue sticks very nicely on fabric, just by the way, but you kind of need a lot. Now, there we go. Okay, now that will need something heavy on top of it just to stick. That's not heavy enough. My water. Okay, there we go. So now, how many layers did I put on that? It was the old book paper. It was the washi. It was the die cut, little piece die cut. Even how small it is, it's a piece. It was the feather. It was the I'll do the mushroom and the flowers as one layer, and then it was the book paper, and it was my image. So it's seven layers. So we have a visitor. Okay. I'm surprised this one didn't ask me for chocolate as well. You must think my children eat lots of chocolate. Well, mommy eats a lot of chocolate, and they see my chocolate, so you know, if I eat a lot of chocolate and it's right there for them to see it, how can they not want some as well? So I think it's my fault. But anyway, do forgive me. So that'll be on there to dry, and I won't be doing anything else on that tag. Actually, the only thing that I might do in the end, and I should have done this in the beginning, I know I should have done this in the beginning, was distressing that white tag. But that's alright, it shouldn't bother me, and if it does bother me, I'll just put some distressing on it. And that is my tag. Let me just see if I can show this to you nice and close up. So that is that one there. Get this one out of the way. And where's the other one that I made? Here. So we just made those. Oops, sorry. Few layers. Well, not few layers. We've got quite a few. And this one has loads of layers. So layering, okay. The more you layer, you can, for example, the image that I used, I put that book paper right underneath it. You can put 2 or 3 book papers underneath it, and each book paper, a different book paper and a different tone of that vintage. That will look great. Just use it on like a bigger tag, but that would actually be very, very nice. You know, when you're on a book page, on a journal book page. Ooh, Let me do that with you right now. Okay, so I am back with that idea, and what I did was I just went to get my junk journal, and I opened it up on the very next page, and then I went to get a page from, well, basically not all of them, but most of them, and you can see they all have variety of tones, like that. You can see that. There we go. These are very nice dark ones. These are the lighter ones. Okay, that's slightly darker. You can see that over there. And small to big, small page to big page. And let's see what I can do with that. So, what will I do? So I'll start with the small. We have to start with the small one. And let me just see what image actually fits on this one. Where's my box? Image box. Here's my image box. Maybe I will use a lady or something like this. Will this fit? Darn, I really like this one. But she doesn't fit. I have a little owl. That won't fit either, I think. That would have been perfect because it's just the right tones. It is just the right tone. That doesn't fit. How about we go for a lady, another lady. What do I have here? I have these ones. Ballerina. That'll have to go there. No, I do not want her sideways. Maybe I'll just use this one that I used. Oh, that'll actually look okay. That'll actually look fine. Alright, so let's do that. Sorry. I'm sorry. I'll go back sometimes. And because I remember other ladies and other prints. No, let me see this one here. So it's going to have to go nicely with the browns. No, do not like that. It'll just have to be this one. It'll be that one. Just checking if the purple printed ladies that I printed will do any good, but they did not. So, alright, so this one I will do with my glue stick. And now that I'm at it, I will actually do a variety of darker here, lighter there. So this will have to be my first page, and this will be my second page. And then we can do a dark one. Let's go for dark, like that one there. And we can do a nice white one again. And a nice there. And then, oh, how about that? That looks good. Like that. Okay, those tones just going lighter, darker, lighter, darker. Alright, so let's get this out the way just for now. Let's close it so it doesn't occupy too much space. Put it right there. So, and yes, I'm using my glue thingy. What's it? It's a glue stick. It's got its name written on it, so I don't forget. That clever. And I'll stick that somewhere in the middle. And I will tear. Yes, I'll tear. Why not tear? And I will keep that half a centimeter, 3 millimeters to half a centimeter border or margin or frame. Call it what you want. Doesn't matter. And just Google out the inches, please. I'm so scared to be telling you the wrong measurements.
Okay.
That one's done. And I will not be distressing this. I want to see what it looks like when it's not distressed and it's all together. And then maybe one day I will I will do one that's all of them are distressed. How about we do that? Challenge. Before the distressed and after the distressed. That one's done. I'm just going to tear it now. And this one I will tear those few millimeters away from the first paper I put down. It should work. And already I am looking at this and I'm thinking, okay, this would look so much better if I put distress ink on it. I am sure it would. But like I said, I will make another one and you'll see the difference. So while I not make another one, I'll just do it now. Let me just carry on. I will pause the video and I will do this in every single layer and then I will show you at the end. So I'm gluing the last layer on this layering technique, and in the beginning I was really convinced that if I had used distress ink on all these little layers that it would look way better, that this would just not look nice at all. But as the layers started to build one after another, I have to admit that it actually looks great. It doesn't look all that bad even without the distress ink. So I think I'm going to be pretty happy with this one even without the distress ink. So let me give you a close-up of that. Let me see if I do a light on that one. You can't see. There we go. How is that? Does that look good? But I will still do one with the distressing. I will still do one with the distressing. Alright, so where was I doing this? Where was I doing this? It was on, oh, just on this one. And this is all that I would do to this page. I wouldn't do a single thing more than just to stick that somewhere. Oh, actually, that does look good. Wait, you can't even see that. I'm sorry, I'm off camera. There we go. How about just doing that? And I can stick it all down. And I think that is exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to stick it all down. I'm not going to do a flip-flop thing. I'll stick it all down. So either stick it in the middle and then I'll journal on the outside, or I stick it in like here and I'll journal it this way. So yeah, I think I'll put that up here. So let's just glue that down. And I've used loads of this glue just for this layering technique. And there we go. Alright, so that's another layering technique. I hope you enjoyed this video. If I didn't speak of a layering part that you still need to know, or that you still have doubts in, or you still would like me to show you, please just leave me a comment on this YouTube video, or even in my Instagram account. Just tell me what you need to know and I will see if I can do another video about it. Alright, thanks for watching and I will be seeing you.